The Valley's Morning News. I'm Sergio Sanchez along with show producer Fred Cruz, and we have Jason Caterina from AccuWeather. I think he's mad at us. I don't know what. Did we forget his birthday or something? He's raising temperatures today to 108. Yeah, it's his fault. Blame him. Yeah, 108 for highs today. Gee, wow. So, yeah, we'll speak with Jason if he dares to show up and show his face in about 3 minutes. So, and yeah, we'll check the tropics as well. Lots of jobs coming to Cameron County. Well, I hope so. There's a big step forward that has been taken to perhaps lure a ship manufacturer to the area. Cameron County has decided to give Saronic, that's a Texas, Austin-based Texas company, give them 95% tax abatement to help build a shipyard at the Port of Brownsville. The agreement approved a couple of days back will cement a 19-year agreement for Saronic Technologies and the county. The Saronic plans to build a $3.2 billion shipyard that could employ up to 10,000 workers by 2034. 35% of that workforce needs to be hired locally. It's 7:07 on News Talk 710 KURV. As you're driving around town today, starting at 9 o'clock in the morning, they might be shutting down the flyover. As you're headed north on 77, you're headed north to try to connect to westbound, go to McAllen, they'll be shutting that down. They need to inspect that overpass. It's 7:08 on the Valley's Morning News. This note from Laredo. Federal officials are investigating a private plane crash at Laredo that killed Austin Tech giant Joshua Bear. This happened on Tuesday night. The flight was on its way from Mexico to Austin when it crashed while trying to land at the Laredo airport after reporting some mechanical problems. There's lots of video of this online. 5 other people on that plane survived that crash. End of year STAR exam results are out for Texas elementary and middle school kids.
Overall, reading scores stayed pretty flat, with between 52 and 57% of young students meeting grade level expectations. Small gains were seen across math and social studies. Texas Education Commissioner Mike Morath says this year's results show that kids are making some progress, but more work remains. This year's results come after state lawmakers passed a bevy of laws aimed at improving classroom learning, including a ban on phones in public schools. Morath has credited that ban with these gains seen at the younger grade levels and with visible improvements made by Texas high schoolers, according to their STAR results shared last week. Kristen Yates, News Talk 710 KURV.
The Valley's Morning News also broadcasting on 710 KURV, YouTube, X Live, and Facebook Live if you want to do a rewind. But join us at the free app called Radio Para Mi. Time is 7, coming up on 7:09. It is AccuWeather with the time. Big thank you to Dougie and all the gang over at Martin Farm and Ranch. Grow 'em right with Martin Farm and Ranch Purina certified feed. If you visit, you say hi to Dougie. Meteorologist Jason Caterina. I told Freddie at the beginning of the newscast, I think you're mad at us. You're raising temperatures up to 108. And if it's 108 today, usually the end results is like a degree or two, a digit or two higher. So what? Maybe 110 at some places?
Well, yeah. On top of that, it's going to be humid. We've got an extreme heat warning in effect throughout the day today. I mean, the feels like temperature could be as high as 125 in spots.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah.
I mean,
jeez.
That's like walk outside. Well, I mean, it's going to be humid, so I guess that'll keep you from self-combusting because the sweat pouring off you as soon as you walk out the door will put it out. But my gosh, no, like in all seriousness, no, please. Yeah. If you got something strenuous to do outdoors, do it first thing this morning and try to just lay low in the afternoon. I mean, that's obscenely hot and just very dangerous too. So
why? I know some people asking, like, why?
Yeah, we're pulling up the heat in the wake of the tropical system here.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a heat dome that's just kind of lingering, and we're pulling up some of that from the south, and it's just going to stay hot as we head through the weekend and through much of next week with this kind of heat dome just kind of lingering. So
that is a 710 KURV heat alerts. If we any bells and whistles and sirens we can sound right now. So at least triple digits, at least 100. That'd be at the beach, people. So it'd be inland, be 106, 108. And hotter, I feel like is even worse. 710 KURV heat alert. Big thank you to Danny Vela, all the gang over at Lee's Pharmacy for the Heads up. And we will cool down at some point, right? Like maybe 2-3 days, or what's the plan right now to bring it back down to 90-ish?
Day the rest of the week and the weekend, but it's still going to be hot. I mean, we're still going to crest, some spots at 100 the next several days in a row. Saturday may be slightly lower, low to mid 90s, but otherwise it's mid upper 90s to 100 all the way into the beginning of next week.
All right, amigo. Let's forget about Arthur, Andy, whatever it was, that A storm. It's gone. Let's do a tropical update for anything relevant and the
Yeah, nothing happening in the Atlantic, and anything in the Eastern Pacific looks like it's going to move off to the northwest. So not expecting anything tropical over the next 7 days at this point.
At least highway travel will be okay for all the gang leaving the factories in the area and the packing sheds as well. Okay, so good travel for Texas. The AccuWeather forecast, yeah, amazing. Wow, 100 to 108 today. Be careful out there and just stay hydrated. And tomorrow, let's see, what did you put for tomorrow? Yeah,
mid upper 90s to 100, yeah.
Tomorrow and the next day. All right. That is your AccuWeather forecast on this International Sushi Day. Yeah, you definitely don't want to leave that in the car for too long because they have cooked fish, cooked sushi. Let's see. Also, clean your aquarium day, which is probably a nice indoor activity. Clean your aquarium day.
We got a couple aquariums.
And the AC. All right, pal, we'll check with you next hour. AccuWeather meteorologist Jason Caterina on 710 KURV. Tropical update. Big thank you to our many supporters. Juan Vega, haven't seen you in a while, brother. Juan Vega's out there somewhere. Vega Roofing, Danny and Baldo, all the gang. Lee's Pharmacy, and also Mike's Plumbing, Electrical, and AC. Had to call them a few days back. Had one of the AC systems go pop. Yeah, I bet you that's a lot of that's taking place today, Freddie. But what would it be, Freddie? Because you know about these systems. Is it the compressor? What is it that goes pop? And then, this thing's blowing hot air.
It's usually the capacitor that goes bad.
The flux capacitor?
Yes.
Or is that the difference?
It's the capacitor.
The capacitor.
Yeah.
That goes pop.
But don't go, you need a licensed professional to go out there because there's a lot of electrical parts in the compressor or the area there that you can't go touch yourself. Just don't go.
Well, you could touch them, but you won't be around much longer.
Call somebody.
Yeah, I bet those calls are going in big time today at Mike's Plumbing, Electrical, and AC, and other folks that are answering the service calls. Coming up at about 7:16 or so, conversation I had with Gilbert Salinas. Anything for Salinas, our friend over at Brownsville Economic Development. So much taking place at the coast. As you heard, the top story today, we mentioned this a little bit yesterday. Cameron County said yes to some tax benefits, an abatement for Saronic. That's the shipbuilder. It's an AI shipbuilder for the military, like for the navies. Like I was telling Freddie yesterday, I think those ships that rescued the 3 airmen on that downed Apache helicopter and the Strait of Hormuz, there was some remote ships, like speedboats that went and picked them up. It's something like that. We might be near future. Of course, all still needs to be ironed out, but a big step was for Cameron County to say yes to a tax agreement, tax abatement with this company. So hopefully it happens and we can hear about it in the next quarter. That conversation with Gilbert Salinas is coming up in about 2 minutes. Meantime, Governor Greg Abbott saying that Texas is receiving federal money to help strengthen the Texas response to the New World screwworm.
The funding, provided through a cooperative agreement with the USDA Animal and Plant Health Inspection Service, will allow the Texas Animal Health Commission to hire 15 additional employees. That includes 10 field inspectors and specialists in emergency management and disease tracking. The funding comes as Texas continues working with federal partners on a broader response. That broader response includes a new sterile fly production facility in the Rio Grande Valley, expanding training for inspectors, and raising surveillance efforts all across Texas.
That's Stephen Pickering with that report. Thank you for joining us on the Valley's Morning News, News Talk 710 KURV. On your smartphone, you can take in all the audio. As you're driving, just turn on the audio, leave it there. Leave it there. Radio Para Mi is the free app, and go get it today. Economic happenings at Brownsville and markets nearby. Conversation with Brownsville Economic Development next on 710 KURV.
Epic parties start at Staples. Now you can grab Party City balloons, decorations, and tableware, plus matching custom invites, banners, and more right at Staples. That was easy.
Come experience larger-than-life luxury and design at Bird Ogden Infinity in Edinburgh. You're invited to come in and choose from a great selection of new Infinities available now. Drive your own 2026 Infinity QX80 and save with an amazing 0% APR for 60 months. And all Infinities come available with the Infinity Premium Care Maintenance Plan for 3 years. Experience luxury as it's meant to be at Bird Ogden Infinity on the corner of Alberta and Expressway 281 in Edinburgh. Shop from the entire line of Infinities online at birdogdeninfinity.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-486-9600. That's 800-486-9600.
We're the Rio Grande Valley's home for Houston Astros baseball. We're News Talk 710 KURV.
Tropical coverage on News Talk 710 KURV. In the event we get any system that threatens the area, this is your go-to station. We'll talk with all the decision makers in the area. We got the resources from, of course, the Weather Service and AccuWeather. Tropical coverage 2026 on News Talk 710 KURV. Big thank you to our supporters, Juan Vega at Vega Roofing. Thank you to Danny Vela, all the gang at Lee's Pharmacy. And thanks, Mike. Mike's Plumbing, Electrical, and AC. Economic development update for our city of Brownsville. The director for economic development efforts in our city is Gilbert Salinas. Welcome back, Gilbert. And of course, we're just a few days removed from all that stock that made Elon Musk a trillionaire. But also, Lord knows how many. Now, they said that initial public offering, all that SpaceX stock created about 4,000, they said, for over 4,000 new millionaires at SpaceX. Man, you have any idea how many of those millionaires live in the Valley, might be buying, all sorts of fancy stuff and expensive stuff here pretty soon, putting a stress on the inventory?
That's a good question. And that was the latest report that we got is 44,000 plus new millionaires that they woke up Friday morning and they became an instant millionaire. And then I think their employment numbers are upward of about 5,000. So that includes, maybe another 500 plus or 1,000 people that maybe not millionaire status, but close to it, and former employees as well that held onto their stock. And what that means is they now have instant equity. So no different than having a house, right? If you pay down your house and you go to the bank and get a HELOC, if you have equity, then that's money in the bank. And that's exactly where they're at. With that kind of stock now, they can shop that around. And one of the things that we've seen is even before the issuance of the IPO, housing prices, there was an uptick in housing prices, availability of housing, housing stock started to decrease because people were snatching those up. So we're already seeing the effects of that. And as far as how much of that money is going to stay local, almost the vast majority of it, because 84% of their workforce is local. And local is from Brownsville to McAllen, and what I like to call as the shoulders, just the other side of McAllen and just towards the South Padre Island, the other side of Brownsville. So the bulk of that is within Brownsville and Cameron County. So as well as Starbase. So I had the Wall Street Journal here a couple of weeks ago, and they were asking us about the IPO, and what I told them was that there's 19,000 plus, almost 20,000 cities in the United States, and I would venture to say that 99% of those cities in the United States wish they were in the position that we're in, where not only do we have, the issuance of the IPO and created a lot of money instantly in our community, but the first trillionaire company and trillionaire person in the history of the planet here in Brownsville, Texas.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Here in this Rioplex area, Deep South Texas, northern Mexico, we're making great news, positive news, finally making some really good news. Now, what do you think it means for the campus over at SpaceX as far as now that they've got all this capital infusion. Like, what's next? It seems like they're building and just communities and the gigafactory for rockets and all that. So I'm guessing with all that cash flow, more building, faster building, the construction of the SpaceX campus.
That's a good question, and I'm not privy to their internal discussion or decision-making process. But what I can tell you is that we hear from a lot of people, especially those who rent out homes and duplexes or apartments, that they're getting a lot of contractors that are coming in or new SpaceX employees, and they're all saying we're coming in for X amount of time because we're building whatever it is. They're pouring foundation, they're putting up walls, they're working on tech, whatever it may be. And it's obviously this is a company that's very good at what they do, if not the best, which is building rockets. So building a city, I don't want to speak on their behalf, but building a city is just something that they're going to do to support their main goal, which is to colonize interplanetary missions and colonize another planet.
For you at the Economic Development Office, has this changed your work? Do you have people calling you, prospecting, that might be feeding into SpaceX pretty soon or want to feed into?
Yes,
SpaceX?
all of the above. So it's a combination of a couple of things. One, we do get those phone calls. A lot of people that are just curious about the project, entrepreneurs or suppliers that are trying to get in, which, we are going to be working with them as far as we have been working with them as far as expanding their supplier base. But then the other one is we're very active on the recruiting trail, and what best way to sell, Brownsville and the Rio Grande Valley by, just talking about SpaceX and everything that it's bringing to the area. And we get a lot of traction out of that. So it's a combination of those two.
You sent me a note, by the way. Gilbert Salinas is the Director of Economic Development Efforts for our city of Brownsville. You sent me a note that you had a trade mission to Japan. So tell me about that. What you pick up?
So along those lines of being on the recruiting trail, we had a trade mission to Japan about a month ago. We coordinated it, and we identified one of the sectors, which is advanced manufacturing, tech, AI, and then suppliers for some of these bigger companies that are coming in, especially in the shipbuilding category. And why Japan? Because the one thing, Sergio, that we've noticed in the last 2-3 years is that the majority of our projects and investment coming into our community is actually from foreign countries. So it's foreign direct investment. Obviously, Mexico is a part of that. But the other one is we started seeing some stuff from Asia, specifically from Japan and the Taiwan area, and then some stuff from Europe. So we continue to work in the U.S., but now we're really expanding as far as our strategy, our scope. And so the mayor led that trade mission. He helped open a lot of doors. We met with upward about 18 to 20 companies, which were one-on-one visits. We went and toured their facilities. And then we had a seminar, like a morning-long seminar where it was called doing business in Texas, and entering the market through Brownsville, Texas. And we had a little over 100 companies that attended that one. And that one was from the entrepreneur with an idea to mid-size owners of mid-size operations, and then plant managers that were there. So as a result of that, we've gained some traction with about a dozen to 15 companies. Of those, we'll be getting site visits, about 10 site visits here in the next 6 to 8 months. So we're working it, and having the SpaceXs and the LNGs of the world, that's just opened up the door for that foreign direct investment.
Are they interested?
By the way, I'm sharing my strategy here as far as economic development, my playbook for those that are listening.
And I hope they learn as well. For Japan and manufacturers and shipbuilders and anybody else, they're interested in us because it's popular to build in the U.S. now, right? Because of the current administration, the way things are.
Yeah, without getting into politics, it's made it a lot easier for companies to invest, specifically where we're at. Mm-hmm. And then the other one, countries such as Japan, their population is decreasing. So one way to continue to support their economy and bring money to the economy is by investing in places like the United States, and especially emerging economies like that of Brownsville, Texas, and the Rio Grande Valley.
Yeah, take advantage of the workforce. Tell me about your tech park. You and I talked about that a few days ago.
So the Greater Brownsville Tech Park is, for all practical purposes, it's already finished. It's about 750 acres, and we broke ground almost a year ago for the first phase, which was about 100 acres. And happy to announce that the majority of those lots, which are 13 lots, are already spoken for. They're under LOI. I think we still have 2 to go. And we're sitting on 5 announcements right now. But the park, I think, for title work, we still have 3 more weeks to go before we can officially sell the lot, put it under contract. And so we're looking at probably like August timeframe, and it's going to be hot, right? But for a grand opening ceremony, and we're hopeful that out of those 5 projects, we could at least announce one of those as a way to unveil our newest industrial park. That's phase 1. We've already started moving dirt for phase 2, and that one will go quicker. Should be ready by the end of the year or beginning of 2027. And like I said, we're on the recruiting trail to bring, no pun intended, but this park is designed to be a landing pad for the suppliers of all these industries that are coming in,
Excellent.
such as SpaceX, LNGs. Yeah. That shipbuilding operation that goes by the name of Project Hercules.
Mm-hmm. That's amazing. Gilbert Salinas, Director of the Greater Brownsville Economic Development Office. And let's look at some nerd numbers, sales, construction. What were you able to accumulate in the most recent report?
So as far as sales tax, we've had some very healthy increases here this year. We've been somewhere between 8 to 10%, upward almost of 11%. Trending to stick to that number by the end of the fiscal year. And last year, that's on top of last year already having another 8% increase. So a lot of it, the majority of that is due, again, no surprise, to the new industry that's coming into town. So when you have new industry coming into town, that's new money that's coming in. So the commercial sector is the first economic indicator to show that, hey, when you bring in these companies, there's new money coming in, circulating in the economy, and the velocity of that money is just much, much faster, hence that increase. Construction-wise, we're at about 34, 35 new subdivisions that are being constructed. So again, that's bringing in a lot of construction, creating a lot of the construction jobs, bringing in new contractors, in addition to what is already happening in that Starbase. And let me mention also Harlingen is seeing an uptick in both their sales tax revenue as well as construction because of what's happening here with SpaceX and the LNGs.
Yeah, with all those new millionaires at SpaceX, those sales tax numbers should continue to climb north.
Yeah,
I'm guessing aggressively at some point. Christmas is going to be awesome.
It's aggressive is too aggressive of a word, maybe assertively. I don't know, but we're going to see that increase. And obviously, there's a lot of activity. SpaceX is growing. The LNG plant, it continues to build, and there's a second one right behind it that'll break ground. And then with these 5 announcements, we're sitting on about $2 billion in those 5 announcements, up for about 2,500 to 3,000 jobs. That they, it's now just a waiting game, but they should all be wrapped up and ready to go before year's end. And those are for outside of what's happening at the Port of Brownsville Starbase. Those are, again, for the tech park for Brownsville, creating the jobs here, creating that property tax and those sales tax revenue. So it's
those
good time to be in Brownsville right now.
Yes, sir. Good time to be in Deep South Texas. Now the prospects that you mentioned, that's a continuation, and yet again moving it forward, getting closer to closing on those big projects that you mentioned. We've been talking about for several months now. The prospects are still there, and we're getting closer to closing date for that. All right, looking forward to that big announcement. Anything else before I let you go?
Just that, a year ago we kind of saw this coming. A year ago we like last year we had like $200+ million in projects, 700, 800 jobs that we created, and on any given year that's a very good year. But we knew that when we made those announcements, it's like a year from now, it's going to be unbelievable, the stuff that we're going to have. And just those numbers alone tell you where we're at now, how looking back a decade from now or 20 years from now, we'll be able to say 2025 to 2026 was that turning point where everything just changed and again took off.
All right, brother. Keep rocking. Continued success. Thank you, Gilbert.
Thank you.
Gilbert Salinas is the director of the Greater Brownsville Economic Development Office. The pulse of the 956 News Talk 710 KURV. Check of news, a service of Jay Gonzalez Injury Attorneys, ready to fight for you. Call 1-800-CAR-CRASH. From Galveston, Houston, Customs and Border Protection saying that they seized $6 million in counterfeit FIFA gear. There's a new survey saying that car insurance premiums are up 55% nationally compared to 2020. In Texas, we pay 20% more than the national average. And an interesting note in construction, new home construction slid sharply in May compared to the previous month. Now, for homes, that number was down 15.5%. For apartments, it was down over 41%, and builders nationally also filed fewer permits for future projects. Thank you for joining us on News Talk 710 KURV. This is the Valley's Morning News for a Thursday, your station for Astros baseball. They took the series from Los Tigres del Norte, from the Tigers. So up next is Cleveland, the Indians. I don't care what it is. It's the Indians, man. They're going to be hosting Cleveland this weekend. Astros baseball weeknights and weekends on 710 KURV.
It's that time of year again. Hurricane season is here, and the time to prepare is now. News Talk 710 KURV is your home for tropical coverage 2026. We'll bring you the latest information you'll need to help you prepare should a tropical storm or hurricane develop, with trusted resources from AccuWeather and the National Weather Service, plus direct updates from local authorities. Tropical coverage 2026 is powered by Lee's Pharmacy, Mike's Plumbing, Electrical and AC, Vega Roofing, and News Talk 710 KURV.
Experience everything Bird Ogden Cadillac in Edinburgh has to offer. Service, selection, and quality. Indulge yourself with bold design and set the standard with comfort and performance in a new 2026 Cadillac XT5 Luxury. Lease one now, just $579. That's right, just $579 per month. More style, more innovation, more you. Make your move. Set yourself apart and discover a new standard of luxury ownership. Visit us online at birdogdencadillac.com or come in today to Bird Ogden Cadillac in Edinburgh, where legends are made. Dale gas!
Every year, nearly 8,000 pets come through the doors of Palm Valley Animal Society. Animals who need safety, care, and a second chance. At PVAS, we're committed to giving every dog and cat the compassion they deserve, from life-saving medical care to loving new homes. But we can't do it alone. Your support helps us protect the most vulnerable animals in the Rio Grande Valley and build a more humane community for all. Visit pvastx.org or our social media to adopt, donate, or get involved today. Together, we save lives.
They said copies for a penny couldn't be done. We said, watch us. Total Imaging Solutions. We're flipping the script on printing. Whether you're a small business or a big operation, it doesn't matter. If you need a printer or copier, Total Imaging Solutions has the right printer for you. You get the printer for a simple monthly fee and copies, just a penny or less a page. No ink or toner charges. No surprise service fees, just clear, honest pricing. And if your old printer's slowing you down, we'll trade it out and level you up. Whether you print just a couple of copies a day or need the next New York Times press, we can help. Plus, if anything ever breaks, our team will have you up and running in under 4 hours. Easy printing, fast service, real savings. That's the penny or less revolution. Call 956-664-2113 or visit copiesforapenny.com. That's copiesforapenny.com. Total Imaging Solutions, helping your business one penny at a time.
Michael Berry, host of The Michael Berry Show, inviting you to join Sergio Sanchez, my buddy, for The Sergio Show. Weekday mornings starting at 9 on News Talk 710 KURV and on the Radio Padami app.
The 710 KURV Sports Desk is brought to you by Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women.
The Houston Astros won their home series against the Detroit Tigers yesterday. Final score, 4-2. Jeremy Pena got the scoring started with a solo home run in the bottom of the third inning.
The delivery. And this one hit well to left. Going back on it. That ball's out of here.
Clip courtesy of Robert Ford and the Astros Radio Network. The Astros tacked on 3 more runs as the game went on, and they cruised to an easy win. Peter Lambert had a great start on the mound, pitching 7 innings, giving up 1 run on 2 hits, and striking out 5 batters. With a win, Houston is now tied with the Texas Rangers in wins at 35. The Astros start another home series against the Cleveland Guardians tomorrow night. With your Texas in the Morning Sports Report, I'm Adam C.
Let's start with baseball. Yankees with a 5-run fifth crushed the White Sox 10-5 for their 4th straight win. Dodgers beat the Rays 5-4 to sweep the series in L.A. Yankees now lead the AL East by 3.5 games over the Rays. At the World Cup, Cristiano Ronaldo and Portugal had to settle for a 1-1 draw against the Democratic Republic of the Congo in Houston. England took down Croatia 4-2 in Arlington. That's sports. I'm Ronza Moss.
I hesitate in telling you the AccuWeather news because it's just awful. The forecast from AccuWeather, 108 is going to be 108 in many places, maybe slightly hotter than that. What was the feel like, Freddie? Like 120-ish, right? That's a 710 KURV heat alert presented by Lee's Pharmacy. Thanks to all the gang at Lee's. Reminding you, stay hydrated. Stay inside if you can. It's just going to be awful hot. Triple digits everywhere up to 108. And then we throttle back tomorrow down to 100 for tomorrow, right? Upper 90s and 100 tomorrow. Border Bridge wait times. Not too bad in Brownsville. Veterans and B&M, last I saw, was 10 minutes or less. And some do is about 15 to 20 in Hidalgo County. Same thing in FAR, about 15. Hidalgo Bridge busy, though, about 45 minutes. Thank you for joining us on Newstalk 710 KURV. Love you guys. Freddie and I sending you a big hug. If you're on the radio, 710 AM. Now go find us on your smartphone. It's a free app called Radio Para Mí. Go get it and start listening at Radio Para Mí. 710 KURV is right there, right there. We got business news. Check up your money next on 710 KURV. Busy day ahead, right? And this is a message for those of y'all who have mom and dad at home waiting on you sometime today. Bring a meal or maybe help out with a bath. But you got a lot of stuff to do. You got to pay bills. You got babies to feed and all those things. I understand. I'm in that same situation. I was in that same situation. That sandwich generation, taking care of kids, taking care of parents. You are not alone. I want to emphasize that and get that to you. You are not alone. What you need to call are the experts that have been around for decades and helping precious moms and dads stay in their home, at their home, where they wish to be. That's where you want to be. That's where mom and dad want to be. They want to be in their home, but you want them to be safe. They're slowing down, getting weaker. My dad, he was so sick, partially paralyzed. He couldn't even button a shirt. But Healthcare Unlimited, they were part of that team. When I moved my parents down from Houston, Healthcare Unlimited, they were part of that team, helped me to bathe him and freshen him up. And we helped out with food and cleaning the house and keeping everything up to speed, the daily blood pressure check, things like that. Just care at home where mom and dad wish to be. Healthcare Unlimited can help you. These are godly people, wonderful people, caring people. I'm so proud to refer you to them. So give them a call today. Healthcare Unlimited. Take care of your precious mom and dad at their home where they wish to be. 956-994-9911. That's Healthcare Unlimited.
Improve your overall health and enjoy a better quality of life with Dr. T's Primary Care. If you're trying to set some new weight goals, if you're too moody or stressed out or just tired and trying to get more sleep, Dr. T's Primary Care can help you with all of that. And more if you're worried about things like low testosterone. Dr. T is a primary care provider from the sniffles to the flu and also offer menopause treatment, peptide treatment, and IV vitamin infusions. McAllen area call 956-803-0058 and in Harlingen 956-368-5247. That's drtsprimary.care.com.
They say that actions speak louder than words, so we'll let the all-new state-of-the-art BMW of FAR show you what that means. Choose from an incredible selection of new BMWs and get exceptional service today. Right now, during the BMW Ultimate Sales Event, you can lease a 2026 BMW X3 30X Drive, just $569 a month, with $52.99 due at signing. Come see why BMW has always been known as the ultimate driving machine. Visit the corner of Expressway 281 and Owasso in FAR. Come find your new BMW today at BMW of FAR, a Bird Ogden Auto Group dealership.
Dads, they sure know how to make the best barbecue out there. Why? Well, it's not the apron, nor the old baseball hat, or those terrible cargo shorts Mom got him years ago. It's what's right in front of them. You see, to make the best barbecue, you need the right tools, the right pit or smoker, the right accessories, and all the spices, rubs, and supplies to dial in that perfect flavor. That is what transforms good barbecue into legendary feasts. Right now at South Texas Outdoor Kitchens, you can get Dad the barbecue pit of his dreams. Start with the precision of a Rectech grill, or the rich, smoky depth from a Yoder smoker, or a classic big green egg, or make it effortless for Dad with a grill that always delivers perfection, a Traeger pellet grill. You can even get Dad a one-way ticket to Italy. Well, kind of, with the Gosney Pizza Oven. Fresh, hot, delicious pizza in minutes right in your own backyard. This Father's Day, give Dad the ultimate upgrade, a gift from South Texas Outdoor Kitchens. South Texas Outdoor Kitchens, on the expressway across from the Shrine in San Juan.
Audio streaming on KURV.com. Powered by South Texas Buick GMC, McAllen Mission.
I'm Nicole Marie with your money now. Outgoing CME Group CEO Terrence Duffy said on CNBC that the exchange operator will sue the Commodity Futures Trading Commission over the agency's move to approve perpetual futures. Perpetual futures are like future contracts but have no expiration date. Roelof Botha, who worked with Elon Musk at PayPal in the dot-com era, is joining the SpaceX board. Since 2003, Botha has worked at venture capital firm Sequoia, which is a big investor in SpaceX. The rocket company completed a record IPO last week and has a market cap of $2.5 trillion. Rising fuel prices driven by the Iran war are boosting demand for new and used electric vehicles across Europe, though some executives warn interest could fade if petrol costs fall. Data provided by New Automotive shows new EV registrations rose 34% year-on-year in May across 17 markets, covering more than 90% of the European Union and the European Free Trade Association car sales. Futures have gone higher this morning. That's your money now.
AccuWeather says very dangerous heat. My goodness, 108 is the forecast. You know it's going to be slightly hotter than that. 108 plus. That's crazy. Right now it's already a portion of the way there. It's like 85 degrees already. That's what we're waking up across South Texas. Brownsville downtown, at the zoo, Starbase, SpaceX, 84. Same thing, McAllen, Edinburgh Mission, 84, 85. This is the Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV. We got Fox News with the latest on that memorandum of understanding. President Trump signing an understanding with Iran, hoping to avoid lobbing more bombs in that direction. That's next on 710 KURV. This would be the perfect time to call Chamberlain. Don't go up to that commercial roofing system of yours. It's going to be too darn hot. It's nasty hot, dangerously hot up there. The folks who know what to look for are the top commercial roofers in this entire region. That would be Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing. And I'm so proud to represent them because I am just amazed at the family culture, the culture of excellence in what they produce and what they repair and upkeep, and the culture of safety. I had a couple of conversations with them. I think these conversations, the podcasts, are probably the links are still on KURV.com. The culture of safety, the culture of excellence, and the family culture, cross-training all their people. They know all roofing systems. And I'm showing you all these credentials to, again, encourage you as a business owner, property owner. Call them because for free, these top experts can check, go up there, see if everything's okay, and see how far along some of the wear and tear is, give you a very intelligent assessment of what's going on with your commercial roofing system. That way you're prepared for any potential maintenance, upkeep, or replacement sometime in the future. Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing, again, free expert inspection of your roofing systems waiting for you at 956-655-6178.
You go, Dad. At LSNB, we build strong foundations on values that matter.
And business practices you can rely on.
Investing in education.
Volunteering in the communities we serve.
And fueling our region's economy.
For over 40 years.
Our mission has been supporting area businesses.
We are LSNB.
Donating more money to more causes than all other area banks combined.
Here, in a place we call home. We are LSNB.
The Valley's Bank.
Hi, this is Congresswoman Monica De La Cruz. Are you having difficulty getting answers from federal agencies? My office is here to help. Call us at 800-6069 to share your issue, and we will be in touch. Team Dela Cruz is here to serve you. God bless. Paid for with official funds from the office of Congresswoman Dela Cruz.
When it comes to livestock fencing, the folks at Martin Farm and Ranch believe that if you do it right, then you only do it once. Which means by utilizing high-quality materials like Stay Tough fence products and Martin's expertise in fence building, you'll get exactly what you need to keep them in or keep them out. High-tensile wire like Stay Tough allows you to build your fence using less materials and labor. So for your next fence project,
come see us at Martin Farm and Ranch Supply in Edinburgh. Just look for the horse.
News that affects you and your family.
The Valley's Morning News.
News Talk 710 KURV.
The pulse of the 956, it is News Talk 710 KURV. This broadcast also available at Radio Para Mí. Go get that free app. I'm Sergio Sanchez along with show producer Fred Cruz. Jason Caterina from AccuWeather. Everybody hating on him today because he's reporting it's going to be 108 today for highs. Be careful out there. News on 710 KURV. A service of Jay Gonzalez, injury attorneys, ready to fight for you. Call 1-800-CAR-CRASH.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. The U.S. and Iran signed on the dotted line. It's another step toward ending the war for good. Fox's Trey Yanks in Tel Aviv.
Many details still have to be discussed in relation to Iran's nuclear program. They have made commitments in this memorandum of understanding, and now Iran's top negotiators will meet with American mediators to try and work out a path forward. We know the Qataris are involved in this process to actually make the schedule of when these meetings are going to take place.
The deal also eases sanctions and opens the Strait of Hormuz. A little rain in the forecast for the ticker tape parade in Lower Manhattan to celebrate the NBA champion New York Knicks.
I'm so excited.
Some fans lining up overnight. Fox 5 New York reporter Robert Moses along the Canyon of Heroes.
People as far as the eye can see, and every so often this crowd will break out in chants.
The celebration begins at 10 a.m. Eastern. America is listening to Fox News.
Cameron County leadership giving Saronic Technologies a 95% tax abatement agreement for the next 19 years. Saronic Technologies is a shipbuilder. They are planning on perhaps building a $3.2 billion shipyard at the port of Brownsville. And if they do choose Brownsville, they might be employing up to 10,000 workers by the year 2034. 35% of those workers need to be folks from the Rio Grande Valley. We now know that Russian satellites were jamming GPS signals across Europe for a couple of years, and we know this because of the University of Texas at Austin.
We got a tip from an insider in the UK who passed through an intermediary some instructions. He said, have a look at these 2 days.
UT professor Dr. Todd Humphreys told me it was British intelligence that led them on a fantastic journey. They found European GPS had been jammed for just a few seconds over those 2 days. More in-depth study found it was happening on a regular basis. Then a tip from a scientist in Norway steered them towards the guilty Russian satellite.
That was a real surprise to us. Early missile warning satellites are not supposed to be moonlighting as jammers.
The team's next report is expected in a couple of months.
Getting at more of the details that could reveal the intent.
In Austin, Chris Fox, News Talk 710 KURV.
And this just in from D.C., about 4,000 less first-time filings for unemployment took place this week. This is the Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV. Join us on your smartphone at Radio Para Mí.
Tune in Friday morning starting at 10 on The Sergio Show, live and on location, broadcasting from the Seed Office in Mission as we prepare for a mission, economic development, investment, and employment announcement for our region. That's Friday morning starting at 10 on The Sergio Show on News Talk 710 KURV.
If you're looking to improve your overall health and have a better quality of life, Dr. T's Primary Care is the place to go. If you feel tired or stressed or less motivated, if you're moody or if you have trouble sleeping, Dr. T's Primary Care will evaluate you